try to get better each and every day. And I told them, let's see where it takes us. And I couldn't be more proud of them for how we've come together as a team.
That is some powerful stuff. I think we're all tearing up here. But now it is on to the victory parade. And as you can see, that parade is about to start within under 2 minutes from now. The marching bands, in fact, have already making their way down the street. A very, very exciting day. A good day for a hockey parade.
Yes, indeed. Great day for a parade. Great day for hockey. And we saw the Stanley Cup, as Albie pointed out. And for many of you, just on TV. And this is, at least the fans there in attendance, the chance to see the actual cup itself, arguably the greatest trophy in all of sports, with that unique history it has that is shared by all the players, all the places it's been. Well, it's about to be on Grand Street and Boulevard of the Allies as the band right there leads us through. Colors. That's the North Allegheny High School marching band right there you're watching, and they do have black and gold up there in Wexford and all over town. We're going to see it today. Big school district, a big high school, and a big marching band. Great band to lead this Penguins celebration parade.
What an honor for them as well, just being a part of this, because this is something those students are going to remember for the rest of their lives. They are going to be telling their kids about the day that they marched in the victory parade. And there you see, that is a look at the parade route. Just a sea of people, some 350,000 people who are out there, and that does not include the people who are watching from home, or even people from out of town who are watching us on WPXI.com. Really, yes, around the world.
That's what's also so great about Parade Day, as well as the Stanley Cup Finals, of course. But this is a day, the finals, the Stanley Cup Final, everyone's biting their nails, and those great games that were played and the excitement. This is a day to celebrate. The pressure's off, and everybody can let it out. And there are so many Pittsburghers who are living around the country and around the world. I talked about the attachment to the teams. This is what brings those Pittsburghers home. This is what makes those Pittsburghers forever. And you can talk all you want about all the different things, great things happening in this city, but the sports teams, the Penguins, the Pirates, the Steelers, and the awesome accomplishments. There are very few cities that have at least 4 titles for their major sports teams, each of their major sports teams. Pittsburgh has done that. And when you look at it that way, these fans around the country who are watching on WPXI.com as we stream, or perhaps on another one of our outlets, that's what makes this just a phenomenal day.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of fans and on the street, Jennifer Tomazic is there for us. Let's go back to her live.
Hi, David and Lisa. Gosh, I wish you could be down here just to feel this energy. It is incredible. I want to show you just some of the fans that I've met and become friends with. This little guy looks 6 months old, and he already knows every single name of all the Penguin players. I guarantee it. And it's been really fun actually talking to folks out here, getting to know their stories, what brought them out here. And I want to introduce you to a woman who I just met, and she told me actually she delayed moving out to Seattle because of the Penguins. Tell me your story.
So my best friend and I are moving out to Seattle literally tomorrow, and we decided to stay here for the Stanley Cup parade because I knew that these guys would do it. I've been here since 4:30 this morning. I'm not moving from this spot because I've been waiting 7 years to the day for them to bring this cup back home.
Now, you told me that you were supposed to move, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago?
Yeah, we were supposed to move at the beginning of June, and then when the Pens made it past the Capitals, we were going to face the Lightning. We're like, let's see how far we can go. I actually talked to my manager at my job, and I asked him if I could stay on a little bit longer. He's like, absolutely. And then since we won the cup, like, all right, Thursday's our day.
That's fantastic. Well, we're so glad that you're able to come out here and relish in this. And what a great environment. A lot of the folks, just like her I've been talking to, have been out here since early starting to roar down the street. I'll have my photographer just kind of give you an idea of all the fans who are out here. Their eyes are glued up on the screen right now because they're showing the highlights. I know Catherine and Joe were talking about this, and it's like we've just been back in all of these games, and you know what? It is so good. It's such a good feeling to know that today we're having a parade instead of a Game 7, because I know that everybody was on the edge of their seats watching that last one, just hoping that we could pull it off, and it's so fantastic that we did. So it's really great to be a part of all of this. We are going to be talking with more fans throughout the morning, and we can't wait for the parade to get down to us. We're down at the Boulevard, so come on down, guys. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Jennifer, thanks so much. The woman she was talking to, now that's a fan. Delaying a new job, delaying moving to make sure she can watch the rest of the playoffs in Pittsburgh and be here in town for the parade. I love that.
She mentioned also that somebody from Atlanta drove here. In fact, we saw earlier several of those signs where people are talking about driving something like 300 miles just to be a part of this all. And why wouldn't you want to do that? This is such a great atmosphere, such a great crowd, such a great party, and such a great team.
So that's the section of the parade route waiting for the team to come down. The band's leading off there, North Allegheny. And soon the players in, I'm sure, convertibles. Cheer up, young lady.
Here's a good
The
stat
cup is
for you.
coming.
You know, these fans of Pittsburgh, they never take it for granted, but they are so lucky, fortunate to be able to not only be passionate about their teams, but be passionate about champions.
Right.
Talked about the three major sports teams in town having at least four. The Penguins have 4, the Pirates have 5, and the Steelers have 6. The only cities with 2 or more titles in hockey, football, and baseball since 1968 are New York, Boston, and Pittsburgh. And we need to note that New York did it with 7 different teams: the Rangers, the Islanders, Devils, Mets, Yankees, Jets, and Giants. So think about that. For the size of Pittsburgh, not that the size of a city would necessarily matter, but in terms of what the fans in this relatively low-populated city can enjoy, fewer fans in terms of population can enjoy 2 titles, 2+ titles in those sports. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, think about cities that are of similar size or near us geographically. Cleveland, Buffalo.
Right.
You know, they're aching to get some champions in those cities. And you're right, almost take it for granted. The Steelers are going to be great every year. Pirates have suddenly turned it around. That's fantastic. The Penguins, always good, and champions once again. You're right.
And again, a city the size of New York that's big enough that has 2 teams in a particular sport, well, the chances of getting titles are obviously greater with 2 teams, although not if you've seen some of the New York teams. But Pittsburgh, we're very lucky in this town to be able to have these consistent champions. It is remarkable that, and the Pirates with the 6 playoff appearances that they've made since their last World Series. But still, the Penguins joining a very elite group with these 4.
And you are looking at the parade route right now. This is a view from Chopper 11. That parade is starting to get underway. We saw just a few moments ago the North Allegheny High School marching band. And you can see people are just waiting so patiently, along with 300,000 of their closest friends, for a glimpse of the team and, of course, the Stanley Cup.
Everybody, you talk about some of your closest friends. On a day like this, and everybody has been in that situation where you're at a game and the Penguins score a goal or the Steelers score a touchdown or McCutcheon hits a home run, you high-five people around you that you don't know because they are your friends, because you are now all fans of the same team, and that's the bond. That's what makes today what it is. You are there with everybody else who's just as excited as you, and it's a common bond that you have. Here we go.
And there is Mayor Bill Peduto waving to the crowd.
County Executive Rich Fitzgerald as well. You saw the color guard, I think, behind them right there. Police on horseback, and the colors, the flags.
One thing that Joe and Catherine mentioned is it is a little bit of a warm day out there, so people do definitely need to stay hydrated. Also, try to keep cool as much as possible, being aware that people are standing in what's pretty humid conditions right now.
Yes, indeed. As Valerie likes to point out to us, the dew point rising. It's going to climb up there a little bit. It is practically summer, but it's not raining. Oh my goodness, what a good fortune shining on Pittsburgh once again with the weather cooperating, and it's a beautiful day for a parade.
And we're told that the players will be in cars. I believe it's about 40 vehicles that they will soon be making their way, and you can just imagine how this crowd will go crazy the moment they start seeing some of these players. And this is a moment and a time for the city and for the team.
Yeah, and Albie, as I recall, and I know you know this all too well, when the players in the cars come down, some of them hop out of the cars and go along the line there, don't they?
Yeah, and I think, again, the opportunity to not only be up close and personal, up close to these fans, but in some cases get out and thank them personally.
Yes.
What a thrill it is. If you've driven in from Murraysville, for instance, and you took the day off of work and you have your children with you and you're along the rope line on the side of the parade route, and Evgeny Malkin happens to get out of his car, well, I can guarantee you, while the parade in general will be with you forever, that moment will certainly be cemented in your memory, and it's all fun. And the other thing is, Pittsburghers, this is very important that we say this. Pittsburghers have a very positive way about celebrating. There are some cities, when they win, I talked to one gentleman up in Montreal who covered the Canadians, one of the Canadian Stanley Cup victories, and they sequestered the media inside the old Forum. They were not allowed to leave because had they opened the doors, these fans would charge the Forum and rip it apart. You've seen riots. Pittsburgh, it's been a very positive celebration, as it normally is, and I think that's a testament to the city leadership. It's a testament to the people in this area. Again, maybe it's because the fans here are accustomed to winning championships, but
that's a good point.
Chuck Noll used to say, when his players would score a touchdown, act like you've been here before. You can celebrate a touchdown without going overboard. And I think the fans have a great way of celebrating this championship without going overboard. It's all positive, it's all orderly, but boy, are they passionate along the route.
And this is a family affair. I mean, that's something you see a lot of kids that are out there in the crowd that will remember this day. In fact, I had someone who sent me a picture from when their son took a picture with the Stanley Cup from 2009, and they're hoping to get a new picture now that we're 2016. We want to send it back out to Joe and Catherine, though, who are right in the thick of it. I know they've been having a hard time hearing us because it is so loud. But, guys, can you take it away? Now I hear you.
We got you. Yeah, it's just, it's getting louder and louder. I want to touch on something that Albie was saying about our sports teams in this city. In particular, look at the Pittsburgh Penguins. They started the season with one coach. In December, they switched things up. They had a goalie issue. They got Matt Murray in there. A lot of changes, just like the city of Pittsburgh. So this team is really embedded. It's threaded into the city. That's why you can feel the passion. Nobody has a problem being jammed back almost a block on Stanwich, just packed in just to get a glimpse of this team, because I think they relate to it so much.
The other thing is they're good guys. You can just tell. It's all the people that are, the firehouses, the hospitals that aren't here today but are watching on the big screen. I know Children's Hospital has it on the Jumbotron right now, and the Penguins go to children a lot, and they just connect with everybody, the doctors, the nurses, the patients, and the city feels something for this team, and rightfully so.
Absolutely, and from miles away we're talking. I mean, I spoke to a woman from Florida who came up here. Folks are getting here at 4:30 in the morning, trying to get a good seat. They're packed in right now. They're having a good time. They haven't even seen a penguin yet. So I mean, they're just feeling with it.
Which are phenomenal. Did you see those hats?
I did see those hats, and a few makeshift Stanley Cup. I mean, the stage is kind of shaking right now because we got a lot of noise behind us. But Stanwich Street, we've been keeping an eye on it, and it is just getting deeper and deeper with people. As Scott called it this morning, a sea of humanity. We're surrounded by Pittsburgh right now.
It's funny because we spoke too soon around 11:18, 11:20. We were like, I thought it would be deeper. Yeah. Well, we should have waited a few minutes because now it's almost the entire block. We're starting to stretch down Stanwich to Market Street, so it is significant.
Yeah, and another thing we've been talking about it all season, it's a 2-month playoff. we're talking 2 months of playoff. These guys are playing hurt, and they held up. And every hockey player in the NHL plays hurt at this point in the season. But Matt Cullen was taking needles to his toe that was fractured in the last 11 games. I mean, these are tough guys, and that's Pittsburgh.
It is Pittsburgh, and it's a great time to be here. I see Jen; she's running up and down. She's talking. She has a workout, right? Not that she needs it, right? I should be running up and down, but it's so much fun, and the beach balls keep getting bigger and bigger. I mean, this is serious business. They came prepared.
Yes, and I came prepared because I'm not only using my towel. If this is on camera, I don't know, but I'm also using it for a little bit of that because it is warm. And Lisa mentioned, definitely hydrate when you're out there. I think we're going to send things over to Jennifer Tomazic on the parade route. It's getting closer.
Hi, guys. Hey, I just wanted to I walked down there because I wanted to see how close they were getting, and they are inching down the Boulevard of the Allies. That's what I was hoping for the next time. I'm going to have my photographer just kind of show you what's happening. We can see the color guard coming towards us. These guys leading off this parade strong, and it is so exciting. And I love how you said, Joe, that these people, these fans here are so excited they haven't even seen a penguin yet. And that is right. There is such a great energy out here this afternoon, and it's so great to be a part of this. As I was mentioning, a lot of people coming from near and far. We are waiting for these folks to get, we're going to kind of scoot out of the way so that we can make sure that they have enough room. But the parade is getting closer to you all down on the risers, just so you know, as we have a color guard leading this off. I'm trying to see what's back behind that. I think maybe Allegheny, it looks like the mayor and the county executive perhaps. And listen to the crowd. Go ahead. They are excited for this parade to finally get down here, and we certainly thank all of these gentlemen for their service. We'll take a watch here, see what they're about to do. Lots of nice rounds of applause here from the crowd right next to the folks. So the parade has now almost gotten all the way to the end. We are now looking at, it looks like, as I said, County Executive Rich Fitzgerald. There's Mayor Bill Pizzuto, along with some members of their staff walking the parade, leading things off. So we're going to try to see, let's walk down here and see if we can talk to the mayor. Hi, Mayor. Come on over. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good to see you. How's everything been?
A lot of work. A lot of our public safety officials and public works guys really went overboard in setting this whole thing up. But this was about, look at all these people.
Isn't it incredible?
It's deep. I mean, it goes deep on all different sides. So, Penguins fans are the best fans in the world. The guys are going to get a big, rousing approval from the fans as they're coming through here. But it's a great way for all of us to get together, too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. Have a great day. All right, guys, you saw that there's the mayor, the county executives, and members of their staff. They helped put this parade on along with the Penguins. So we're glad to be a part of it. And I'm going to send things back over to Joe and Catherine.
All right,
Jen, we'll take it. It's like Christmas morning. I can't wait for them to get here. We see them coming. They're little dots right now. I'm so excited.
They're really close. And leave it to Jennifer Tomazic to get an exclusive with the mayor.
Absolutely.
During
How could you turn down Jennifer Tomazic?
No, you can't. Yeah, the mayor did mention the crowd is deep. It's thick. It goes way back on either side. All I see are smiles, though, right now.
Yeah, everybody's so well behaved. Everybody's talking to each other. It's just, what more could you ask for? The weather's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And just trying to, I thought they were singing the national anthem, but it's We Are the Champions.
Queen going on right now.
It's the same thing, right, in Pittsburgh? Oh, this is so fun. The beach balls, they keep growing. They keep growing. There are people on the roofs that I don't even know how they're getting on there. There's some guys over here that, frankly, I don't know the way up, but they found it.
I was going to say, the more time goes by, the more faces I see pressed up against the glass of windows here. Folks are trying to get some work done today, but who could blame you?
If you were waiting for insurance paperwork or anything, you're not getting it today at this downtown.
You got the gym down there. I'm sure that's empty right now.
Oh, yeah.
But, the crowd on Stanwick just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Head towards Liberty, I guess, over there.
Yep.
But folks are gathering. This inner circle here, there's a special circle in front of the stage. More and more folks are in there right now. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting for our beloved Penguins to show up.
Oh, I wish you could see. There's a little baby over here that looks like he's in a full-on Penguins Halloween costume.
And he's got the terrible toe.
And he's got the absolutely. Right. He's going to have many years of championships hopefully coming his way. And
up from here in our studio. You can see these are live pictures now. It looks like the staging area right where they are about to start. We're going to squeeze in a quick break here, but much more coverage straight ahead.
Congratulates the Penguins for bringing another championship to Pittsburgh.
Welcome back, everybody. Live Stanley Cup Victory Parade coverage from your Penguin station, WPXI TV, Channel 11 News. 350,000 plus gathered in downtown to see their hockey heroes, and we are waiting to see the players and, of course, the Stanley Cup. And once again, a quick shout out to law enforcement organizing these things, keeping people safe, from the celebration after the game the other night on the south side to this downtown. They've done a great job. It's been safe and celebratory so far, guys.
And also a shout out to the city. We saw Mayor Bill Peduto, Jennifer Tomazic just interviewed him, but the city really had about 48 hours to pull this thing off and to put this all together, because remember, Albie, they did not want to even talk about the parade until after the win in Game 6.
That's a very delicate situation because you have to have plans in place. These things just don't happen, but at the same time, you will never get anybody associated with the Penguins to even broach that subject, nor would you want to. But
that's a jinx.
But it has to be someone somewhere has to think about the plan for the parade.
Correct.
If it's going to happen. We can see the cars lined up right there, and
I'm thinking those are Zamboni. That's tremendous.
What we were told is that these are the trucks with the players, and as you can see, they are inching and starting to move. These are live pictures from Chopper 11 and the parade. The players, they are officially on the move.
All right, so that's really, I mean, you could say the color guard and the bands are the start of the parade. You could say this is the start of the parade as well. A Just Ducky tour boat. That's appropriate with our three rivers here.
Like Bob Erie and Paul Staggerwald and Dan Potash representing the Root television broadcast team. And behind them, we'll tell you who they are as they come along. We can. I thought that was Jay Caulfield.
It looked like it.
Jay was such a big part of our 11 on the ice coverage throughout the playoffs. What a guy he is, a veteran of the first two pairs.
There he goes. Yes, Albie, you're right. That was Jay.
Now you get into the trucks now. Now there's a build-up here. Mm-hmm. You don't want to give them too much too early. You're not taking anything away from the great...
Not going to start with the Stanley Cup.
The great legends. I mean, Jay Caulfield is a Stanley Cup legend. Bob Erie, everybody loves him. But you want to build up to it, and I think that that's what they'll do.
And there's the Zamboni, as David mentioned.
You won't see that in other sports. That is hockey specific, along with Iceberg. Team mascot.
My buddy Iceberg.
You got to love the fact that Iceberg is getting exercise all along the route. Must be
warm in that suit.
I would imagine it would be a little bit warm in that suit.
Carrying the Stanley Cup champion banner right there as well. As Iceberg rallies the crowd. Not that that's terribly difficult to do.
Not that that's a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing either, is it?
Now, on the other side of the screen, you are looking at the North Allegheny Marching Band, getting the crowd really psyched and in the moment. And that's just it, is, when it's all said and done, the parade is going to be over. But it's when you feel the moment and feel that this is happening, that this is real for the city. And what an amazing thing that this team has given the city.
Penn Trafford High School. Banner rolling.
I love the tradition of hockey. Everybody talks about the Stanley Cup, the best known, certainly, the best known trophy in the world, and the handshake after a playoff series. How about the fact that the Zamboni is in the victory parade? The Zamboni
I love that.
is the greatest invention ever. The greatest invention in terms of a name being attached to it. Frank Zamboni, the first ice resurfacer, was developed by Mr. Zamboni in 1949. The guy had the vision. In 1949, he was from California. It's an international nationally registered trademark, by the way.
Right.
And if you don't have a Zamboni, I think it's going to be such a prosperous society. We're all going to have 2 Zambonis in our driveway.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. Thank you for that
That's right.
factoid. I appreciate it. Just want to mention Penn Trafford. We also saw the East Allegheny High School marching band as well. Look at them. Just look at all of the people who have come out. We're talking it's like 50 deep. I think it's closer to 100 deep on that side of the street now. And you hear them chanting.
Let's go, Pens. I heard the goal horn sound down by Joe and Catherine before. We'll probably be hearing that a lot.
And another prop that you're going to be seeing a lot of, in fact, we've already seen it. You see people with their homemade Stanley Cup trophies.
Tinfoil, inflated, whatever.
That's right. I love it.
Live pictures from Chopper 11, downtown Pittsburgh. Right along the beginning of the route there, that's where Grant begins. So you're talking about the Federal Building, Pennsylvania's behind that, Double Tree Hotel. We'll move on to Allies.
Now, we talk a little bit about the Stanley Cup. Well, I know that the players, the organization, they each get a day with it.
Everybody gets a day with the cup. It's approximately 100 days, give or take, of the summer celebration. Bill Pritchard is the keeper of the cup. We profiled him in one of our 11 on the Ice pregame specials. He's a curator for the Hockey Hall of Fame, where the Stanley Cup resides. And he will accompany the cup, each player, again, a day or so. And there are instances where Mike goes somewhere else. Here's the old 2-9er, our hockey insider, Phil Bourque. What's a parade without Phil Bourque? Phil Bourque with
He's
maybe
Mr. Parade.
The most famous parade line of all time when he said, let's take this cup and get down to the river and party all summer.
Yes.
That was Phil Bourque.
That was fantastic.
That's Derek Poliot, from what I can see. Oscar Sundquist.
You know, when they shaved the beards off.
Yeah, they came off of the plane.
Yes.
Sid had already.
Sid looks different.
He had already shaved his beard, but a number of them still had their playoff beards still growing.
Right. Not that Sid's beard was Kiesel-like, but it was a beard nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be several opportunities for people in town then to get a look at that.
Steve Oleski, by the way, is in the middle there. If you're wondering who these players are, I'm going to try to identify them for you. They're at the parking garage.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Be
People
safe,
literally,
people.
be safe is right. But people trying to get the best vantage point and the best view by going up high, really hanging right on the edge of
great
the
shot.
watch. But it is. This is live pictures that you are watching WPXI Channel 11. This is just, look at all those people out there, and it's just so exciting. This is the Deer Lake Band right now participating in the parade, making their way down the street. The parade is going to go right down Grant and then make a turn onto Boulevard of the Allies and will end at the stage at Sandwich Street.
Those Ducky tour boats are getting work out today. Great vehicle to use. Keeps you out of the sun. Allegheny Alice is that one's name.
What an honor to be able to participate in this parade as well. Not just to be a spectator, but can you imagine what it would be like to actually travel that parade route?
Well, I asked, and they said, no, David.
They
We're good.
actually asked David to do it on stilts, which is one of his little-known talents.
I said, I don't want to show off.
Yes,
right.
well, you never do.
Joe and Catherine, they are hanging out there at right at the stage. Guys, what are you seeing right now?
Well, the band just passed by.
Yeah.
We have County Executive and Mayor Peduto up on stage, and I was just told that we have some divine intervention for this.
Yeah, Bishop David Zubik is pressed up against his window right now, watching the crowd. I believe we have a shot of it. Oh, he's got a Penn shirt on, of course.
It's not Sunday.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see everybody come together. And, there's one of the Penguins hats. They're being sold around here. We have a little girl waving. It's just, you feel it coming. As the parade approaches, everybody's just starting to get ramped up.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're all watching the highlights of the Penn first we've come to that point in the highlight reel, so we're close.
On one of the goals, I caught him going like that, it just happened.
Like it just happened. I mean, like I said before, we were talking about it. It's not going to be real till that cup gets here and everyone can lay their eyes on it. Not all of us can afford to go to the games. We can't get out and to these events, but this is a big one, and clearly the fans have showed up today.
Yesterday, our producer was in the studio, and there was a monitor with the team on it, and she was just walking out, and she just hugged the monitor, and it was just like, okay, it's so fun to be here.
That's the feeling that most people have about the Penguins. A lot like the city of Pittsburgh, as we said before. Blue-collar guys, they play hurt, they play under the worst conditions, and we said every game had such a backstory to it, with so much going into it. And in December, when we lost the coach, we got a new coach,
Maybe Bishop Zubik can say a little prayer to get the Pirates a little back on track, so we're here doing this again.
Let's hope so. I think he's responsible for the breeze that's coming in right now.
That's true. So. Joe needs that.
Thanks to Bishop for that.
Starting to sweat.
A little bit.
We'll send it back to you guys.
Love that picture, that image, and participating, taking part here.
With his Penguins shirt on there.
I see Billy Guerin, former Penguin, now an executive with the Penguins, working with General Manager Jim Rutherford. We saw Connor Sheary. One of the great stories is the rookies that had such a big part of what this team did. Tom Kuhnhackl is in front of us now, I believe, and Ben Lovejoy, the Reverend, number 12. There he is. Exciting. What a joy this is. He was with the Penguins for 2 games in 2009, regular season games. But he told me how he had very little to do with that cup and what it means. And there's Pascal Dupuis. What an inspirational story he was. Retiring from the game he loved, but being able to cheer on his teammates and become a big part as well. Matt Cullen, 39 years old. Along with Trevor Daley, the second. Matt Cullen is a 39-year-old signed as a free agent, 1 year, $800,000. He wins a cup. He was crying on the ice the other night with his 2 brothers and his sister. Trevor Daley, Sidney Crosby handed Trevor Daley the Stanley Cup.
He was the second to hold it.
He was the second to hold it. What an honor for him to do that.
And before we were on just a moment ago, Albie mentioning that sometimes sponsors, people who are connected with the Penguins, they get the honor of riding in those Just Ducky tour boats as the pickup trucks roll on, the players and families.
Yeah, and that's really nice, too, as you can see their family members are with them. You mentioned a number of them. Their siblings, their spouses, their children also getting to participate in this moment.
Well, and I think we talked about how much the fans enjoy this day and seeing the Penguins. I have to tell you, this will be burned in the memories of each and every Penguins player and coach. They remember this parade because it's their chance to see the fans up close. Matt Murray, what a story he was at 22 years old. And Brian Rust, a rookie. Matt Murray, a rookie. 2 guys that Mike Sullivan knew all too well from his short time in Wilkes-Barre. But he was able to have confidence in these young players.
2 big reasons they won right there.
That's right. And as you can see, they found a razor. They have shaved off those playoff years now.
He's got a little bit left. He took some off.
How can you not want to, every time you might run into a Penguin this summer perhaps, how can you not want to just say congratulations? I mean, it's from, that's Hornquist, Patrick Hornquist, again. Carl Hagelin and Phil Kessel, 2/3 of the HBK line right there. Nick Bonino may be in the back pushing the truck if there's any problem.
Because he's a hard worker.
And Nick Bonino, talk about giving his body for the team. Countless times blocking shots, throwing
going
his body
prone
around.
On the ice to
just amazing. And as much as the speed and the skill, the grit and the determination that this team showed, I think is as much a part of the reason they won as anything. I'm looking at, those look like some of the children perhaps of the Penguins. Jim Rutherford, the general manager. Jim Rutherford's only the second general manager in the modern era of hockey to win a Stanley Cup with 2 different teams. He won in Carolina, he wins in Pittsburgh. And he was much maligned at certain points during his early tenure, criticized for moves that he made. In the last 15 months, he acquired the HBK line as well as others. And the coach, coach was some people actually felt the coach leading up to the final game had had a chance to win or was worthy of the Conn Smythe. There's Mike Sullivan. He won the Cup
head coach
6 months to the day he was hired. And much like Dan Biles in 09, came in from Wilkes-Barre halfway through the season and was able to do it.
He always had faith that this day would come, and sure enough.
Mario Lemieux and his co-owner, Ron Burkle. You very rarely see Ron Burkle. In fact, you very rarely see Mario Lemieux, but he is the face of the franchise, as he should be. Ron Burkle, a big part of what this team is able to do in terms of his financial resources, and they're together today as the co-owners. Nick Bonino, you know what? He meant so much. He's in the back all by himself. Well, there is someone with him. Chris Kunis is with him, 36 years old, wins his third Cup. He won in Anaheim. He wins 2 with the Penguins. And there were 5 Penguins, by the way, who won in both 2009 and 2016. Chris Letang was one of them. Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Marc-Andre Fleury, who did so much in the regular season this year leading up to these playoffs, was really having the season of his life up to that point. Malkin's on the far side of the screen. You can see on the left side of your screen, Evgeny Malkin. I don't know if Nikita's with him or not. There he is. What a... Yeah, that's the Prince of Wales trophy, by the way, on the front of that truck. That's what they got for winning the Eastern Conference.
Important, but not what the fans necessarily came to see today.
It was interesting when they got to get that Prince of Wales trophy this year. Sid touched it, and there's a tradition in some circles where you don't touch the Prince of Wales trophy, and there's the cup. And Sidney Crosby, again with the cup. You know, a few things that need to be said about the cup. It's 123 years old. It's actually called the Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup. It's awarded annually, of course, but it's named for Lord Stanley of Preston.
Let's let this moment breathe and let's listen in.
Boy, that gives you chills. He goes around the turn, and you can hear the fans just erupting. It's amazing
right now.
That thing's not light either, is it, Albie? It's about 35, 40 pounds, I think, now?
36 and 36, height and weight.
Is that right? So I was close.
Roughly. That's off the top of my head. Originally awarded in 1893 to the Montreal Hockey Club. Penguins have won it 4 times. By the way, the Penguins are one of only 3 teams to win 4 cups since 1967, the expansion. The other 2, Edmonton with Wayne Gretzky, and the New York Islanders. That's pretty strong company.
So we are bringing you live coverage from Chopper 11 and on the ground. That is kind of the beginning point, if you will, of the parade. We've seen the players go by there. We have more cameras covering this for you than anyone, and reporters along the parade route. Joe and Catherine at the finish of the parade. Albie here, Lisa as well, giving you the play-by-play, if you will. And Albie, great job the other night as well. We so enjoyed seeing those players at the moment that they won it.
Yeah, a number of local school bands and marching bands taking part in today's parade as well.
What a thrill it is for them to be out there. I love all the little cups, the little design cups. People dressed as cups.
Yeah. Using whatever materials they can to make them, or the inflatable ones that are sold all over town.
You're right right, though. That cup is not light, and that cup is also, it's a little bit delicate in the sense that it's passed around as much as it is. They're very careful now. The keeper of the cup, of course, wears white gloves when he's around it. Says he always travels, Phil Pritchard, with white gloves.
Yes. And then after he handles it, someone throws it in a swimming pool. So.
Right. Bill Bork told me a great story about the cup. He got back on his day with the cup back in the early 90s. He got back to his apartment, and he had celebrated all night, and he was kind of feeling creative and maybe a little reckless, and he crawled up, unscrewed the bottom of the cup, he crawled up underneath, and he scrawled his name on the inside of the cup. 2-Niner was here, or something to that effect. So he tells me this story, and I see the keeper of the cup, who I've gotten to know over the years, and I saw him a couple years ago. I think it was 2009, and I told him this story about Phil Bork, and he stopped me, and he said, "We know all about Phil Bork and what he did." And I said, "You do?" And he said, "Nothing gets by us." How did you handle it? He said, they got it buffed out.
Really?
And he said that's what makes the cup so great, that there are all these, the players, when the players see the cup, their eyes get big, and they are like little kids, because that is, in fact, what they've dreamed of since they're young.
Yes. You're not doing that with the World Series trophy, with all the little flags, and the Vince Lombardi trophy.
It's different.
And so on and so forth.
It's different. It's unique.
Yes.
And it's just the greatest thing in the world to see how happy they are when they get to hoist that cup.
And also just how much work went into getting there. On Game 6 night, several of the players mentioned to you about what a grind it is, both physically and emotionally, going through the playoffs. So to get to this point, this is the time for them to enjoy.
Great shots from Chopper 11 that we saw.
Let's go to Bill. Bill, you're on.
We'll tag. All right, we'll tag David. All right, we got Mr. Doolin, Mr. Schultz down here. Hey, what's this like? You get traded here, you end up winning the cup the middle of the year, and now all of a sudden you're in a parade.
Yeah, this isn't real life right now. It's insane. All these fans coming out here, it's crazy. Like, it still hasn't even sunk in. It's awesome.
What's it mean to you to see this many fans turn out, though?
Like, the best fans in the league. Like, honestly, they're unreal, and it's so cool to see them out here. This is unbelievable. I can't even explain it.
Last question. What have you guys been doing with the cup the last couple of days since you arrived back home?
Just a lot of the boys, having a good time, a couple beverages. Not getting too crazy, but, this is awesome.
Well, enjoy the rest of the parade. Congratulations. Congratulations.
We were talking about that, whether or not some of the players would get off their vehicles and actually talk and interact with some of their fans. And I expect that we'll probably see maybe a couple more at least actually get out, talk to people, and shake some hands, maybe take a few pictures.
Justin Schultz came to the Penguins late in the season from Edmonton, and I remember sitting down with him right before the Rangers series began, and this was his first taste of the playoffs. And I told him as he was leaving the interview, I said, "You won't believe, look at that young Penguins fan with Catherine Amenta." Wow.
And Catherine Amenta's making a few friends down there. And then there's the Penn Trafford High School marching band. We've seen Mount Lebanon, North Allegheny, East Allegheny High School.
You won't believe the towels, the atmosphere at the game. You won't believe how wild the town gets. Then again, we never in our wildest dreams imagined that the Penguins that he would be enjoying this. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you he wanted to get a taste of it, but this is the ultimate in getting a taste of playoff success.
And that's the turn, if you will, from Grant, I believe, to the Boulevard of the Allies.
Amen corner, we call it.
You've just finished the front nine. Now finish the rest of the course.
That's right. Eddie Johnston. There's the guy who drafted Mario Lemieux. So you could make an argument that the gentleman on the left in the white shirt and that hat that you just saw passing in the car, he was really responsible for what the Penguins would become, because Mario Lemieux, of course, was the cornerstone and the catalyst to everything that happened in hockey. rinks were built around Pittsburgh. Children began playing hockey. The crowd started building. The enthusiasm started building. And then when Mario retired, of course, he took over as owner. And then that mantle was passed to so many other great players, Yager and Malkin, and, of course, Sidney Crosby, who has...
Billy Mr. Guerin. Penguin, no question. Let's go back to Bill Phillips. Bill?
Is this parade anything like it was in 2009, or is it bigger?
I think it's bigger. I think, you know what? The weather broke. It's a beautiful day. I think everybody's jacked up for this thing, and it's fantastic. Again, we got the best sports fans in the world in this town.
You've won as a player. Now you've won as a front office guy. Is it just as satisfying to help bring an entire group of men together to win a championship?
It's definitely different, but it's very satisfying. I couldn't be more proud of our players and our coaching staff. They're phenomenal.
I'd like to probably get a third one.
Yeah. Feels great. This is always good. Never gets old.
Well, Mario was saying the other night that it's much harder sitting and watching than when you're playing because you can do something about it. Do you find that to be the case now that you're in the front office?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's much easier playing because, you have some place to exert your energy. You're just sitting up there in the boxes watching. You have no control. So he's absolutely right.
Bill, congratulations.
It's a great product.
Bill Phillips there with Billy Guerin, a former player in Albany. You have some thoughts?
Well, Billy Guerin came to the Penguins as a player who could provide leadership when Sidney Crosby won his first cup at the age of 21, became the youngest captain to win the cup. Billy Guerin was one of the veterans that they brought in, came from the Islanders, but he won a cup with the Devils. Also won a cup here in 2009, and now he will get his third ring. Again, one of the guys that helps out with Jim Rutherford. Billy Guerin is a steady, calming presence. I saw him on the ice the other night. Not a player anymore. And there's Borky. Still has his playoff beard. Is there anybody more passionate, Lisa?
No. And he does a great job. I so enjoyed listening to him and you break down the games. It was excellent.
Phil Bourque actually will have 4 rings now because he has 2 as a player and 2 as a broadcaster working for the Penguins and their radio broadcast with Mike Lang.
And they are coming up to the end, coming to the stage at Stanwix right now.
Look at the fans and listen to the crowd erupt when they see these guys. It is unlike anything else. It's unlike the game because once again the pressure's off. This is an opportunity to just celebrate. Olli Mata overcame so many challenges, including his battle with cancer, thyroid cancer, and the shoulder problems that he's had. And that's what makes it so special when you overcome these challenges. And Lisa, you talked about the grind of it's the toughest thing to win in sports.
All right, let's go back out to Bill Phillips, who is right in the thick of things. You can see there,
I don't even know how to explain it. There's so many people here. I can't even believe it. There's 10 people deep for miles. This is crazy.
Matt, usually people talk about dreaming of winning the cup, dreaming of playing in big games. They don't dream about parades like this.
No.
Would this exceed any dream of a parade you could think of?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and this way exceeded anything I could ever think of. So.
Thank you. Congratulations.
22 years old and taking all of this in. That was goaltender Matt Murray, certainly a star out of this playoff series.
He started the playoffs age 21, had his 22nd birthday. I think, Albie, when we were playing the Lightning, right? And Matt Murray. I think that's when he celebrated his birthday. There's Iceberg.
May 25th, which was the anniversary of the Penguins' first cup. He's 22 years old. And he had a baby. He was so calm, so cool, so collected, and steady throughout the entire playoff. And there's Iceberg. He was steady as well. I have to tell you, he did some of his best work in his playoffs.
And there goes the confetti. We just saw a quick shot of the confetti. Confetti literally raining down on these players as they move through. In fact, for Sid Crosby, there was a moment there where he picked up the Stanley Cup and people were chanting MVP, MVP. We'll get another view of that as they continue on down the parade route.
And he was the Conn Smythe winner for the most valuable player in the Stanley Cup final. Deservedly so, although a lot of folks thought maybe Matt Murray. It was a team effort for sure. Sid won it, but Albie, how many people contributed to that? I mean, it was an amazing effort by the whole team to win the cup.
I think with any championship, you have all these different stories coming together, all these different ingredients. There were the veterans like the five that I mentioned, Crosby and Malkin and Letang and Marc-Andre Fleury and Chris Kunitz, veterans. But then you had these rookies like Brian Rust, like Connor Sheary, like Matt Murray, Kuhnhackl. They came in and they inspired the veterans, and the veterans mentored the younger players. You had guys whose roles changed throughout the year. You had a coach who came in midstream. It all came together, though. Every single story along the way became such an integral part of the ultimate in winning that cup. And I think that is what makes this team a team, that it's a group. It's not the first line, it's the second line, it's the third line. Maybe it's guys who helped them in practice. The coaching, Rick Tocchet, who was a hero for the Penguins in the early 90s, he was a part of it. Jacques Martin was a part of it, the assistant coach. Mike Sullivan was a huge part of it in what he was able to do, providing perspective, lighting a fire if he could, maybe a pat on the back. All these stories came together on June 12, 2016, when these men, some cases young men, got to hoist that trophy that they had dreamed about since they were young.
Yeah, good point, Albie. And we've been showing you shots along the parade route, ground level from Chopper 11 as well. Moments ago, people standing on rooftops. You saw them literally sitting, hanging on the sides of parking garages. Any way they can get a view of this, Pittsburghers are doing it today. Near the end of the parade route, but we're switching cameras, of course, for you, giving you a flavor of this whole parade route, start to finish. Kind of that compressed shot that gives you an idea of the size of the crowd.
And we have multiple cameras stationed and positioned all along the parade route, as well as Chopper 11, to give you the best vantage point as well.
Nick,
let's go back to Bill.
Nick, when you grew up in Unionville, Connecticut, did you ever expect to see anything like this?
I hope to one day, but it's a dream come true. It's unbelievable the support we've had today, the whole series, the whole playoffs, everywhere.
You've got the HBK line, and now you've got the championship belt to go along with the Stanley Cup. Can you show that off a little bit?
I know it's funny. I'm not the toughest guy on the team, far from it, but they like that HBK line. They wanted us to wear it around today, and it's pretty fun to celebrate with this. We all grew up watching the WWE.
How have the celebrations been? How today?
It's been great. It's been some late nights. The sun's helping us. We're trying to stay hydrated as we can, and just having fun out here. It's been great.
When are you going to shave, Nick?
I'm shaving actually at the Giant Eagle in Camp Horn on Friday at 1:30. So if you want to watch, you come over and check it out. That's where I'll be.
Nick, congratulations on everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you hear that? A planned shave coming up, a public shave.
Right, Giant Eagle, Camp Horn. I'm going to guess it's probably for charity, 1:30 Friday. So count on us to be there as well. Thanks for that tip, Nick Bonino. You just love his name, being able to say Bonino, Bonino, Bonino.
Yes, like a Punjabi hockey night that made such news with the announcer saying it so quickly. I couldn't possibly imitate it, but it was a great call, and because of his great work, Bonino.
I just received a tweet saying how much they enjoy the Penguins coverage with my slightly Yinzer accent.
I think that's...
I'll take that as a great compliment.
I'm told these are Gino's parents right here?
Yeah, those would be Gino's parents.
Nobody makes Porsche.
I see
like Mama
on the left there. Yeah, there's Evgeny with the cup.
Gino. There he is, holding it up high, the crowd. I just want to to enjoy all of it and experience it.
The Conn Smythe, right, Albie?
MVP is what they're chanting now.
Yeah, he is the MVP. There's no question about that.
Great shots from Chopper 11. People on the roof, hanging over the edge of the roof there, looking down below.
People, they are now making that turn on Grant Street onto the Boulevard of the Allies. So the crowd is eating this up and loving every moment of this.
It looks like the keeper of the cup, Phil Pritchard, is riding with Crosby. He didn't let that cup out of his sight. Just in case. He doesn't let that cup out of his sight.
And you are seeing a split screen here on one side, our view from Chopper 11. On the other side, the garage shot. People throwing down confetti over the players right now. This is a parade.
Oh, it's just... I received another tweet from Josh Bobby, and I want to I mentioned that the Penguins were in a select group that of teams that have won 4 or more cups since the expansion era began.
Wait, I want to point out, it looks like he got out and is actually now walking. We're going to have to wait for Chopper 11 to come around here, but it looks like that he's actually walking with it right now.
With the cup.
Yeah, we'll see in just a moment here, but just for a brief bit. And that's where the crowd has now started to swarm in right now. You can see, they have stopped, and he's just holding.
The truck,
yeah. So he is actually still in the truck, but they've stopped, and he's just holding it up high right now, giving people a great opportunity and a chance to take a picture here. They're really sharing this with the city.
The 4th time. Wow.
Right. These are pictures now, live pictures from Chopper 11.
Chris Letang holding the cup.
That truck better not take off quickly.
Talk about somebody who overcame a great deal of adversity and why it must be so sweet to be able to hold that cup again.
And he had some key moments in this playoff.
He's a tremendous part of this team, not only in terms of his stellar play, but in terms of his leadership.
There he goes.
He's an inspirational story as well.
He is now off the truck, walking toward the crowd.
The cup is ground level, folks.
There's a flower, Marc-Andre Fleury on the lower left, with his wife Veronique and his daughter. You love him from the commercials, don't you? He was a huge part of what the Penguins did in the regular season this year and the turnaround that they had. A great mentor and leader on the team, and his story is another one that is integral to this championship. So close with some of the Pens, particularly the older Penguins. The utmost, the essential veteran, the professional that you want to have on any team. I was talking about the Penguins, and Josh Bobby, the tweet that I got. Several teams have won these 4 cups since the expansion era, and the Penguins are in that group now. A group that I mentioned included the Islanders and Edmonton, Montreal also in there, Detroit. These are some hockey cities, some powerhouse dynasties. You talk about the Red Wings, the Canadiens, the Oilers and Wayne Gretzky, the Islanders and those great teams. The Penguins are now mentioned with those teams.
Select company.
A very select group. Thanks for the tweet, Josh, and continue to watch our coverage here. Brian Rust and Matt Murray, we saw them earlier, 2 of the rookies on this team. Matt Murray, you saw him let it out on the postgame show. These guys he's 20. You have children older than 22, David.
I do, both.
As do I, and you think, wait a minute, he's younger than your own children in the poise that he showed.
Amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Quite frankly, that's the focus you need. Patrick Hornquist, his 2nd year just completed with the Penguins.
I'm told we're going to Jennifer Tomazic, ground level. Jennifer, take it away.
It is so fantastic. I have to tell you that a couple of the players, Sherry and Dupuis, just came down here and signed some autographs for some of these fans here, and how exciting it was for all of them. They got off of their trucks, they ran down, high five, all the way down the line. Dupuis, the other side, too. We've seen a lot of these Just Ducky tours coming, and then there's the trucks with the players. And every time that a player comes past, as you described it before, everybody just erupts into a cheer for all of these guys. It is so exciting for all of these fans. A lot of them, as I mentioned before, traveled from really far away. I had a woman from Atlanta. There were some folks that came in from Wilkes-Barre this morning, Hershey, and then there's folks from West Virginia. Talked to somebody from Parkersburg, West Virginia as well, and they are all here, and they all have so much pride for this team and for this city, and it's just amazing to see all these people packed in here. And as we're taking a look here, oh, look at that. Isn't it so great when they shoot off the little confetti? Really makes for such a great... Murray! Yes, definitely a big part of our team, Matt Murray, this year. Everyone tries to get a look at them, a glimpse. He's waving. Hi there! Woo! I think the players are just as excited to be down here as all of these fans are to see them. Rustin Murray just passed by us, and it's really exciting to see. You don't know really who's going to kind of creep up on you until they start coming down the street here, and all of these fans so excited. Okay, so there's Patrick Hornquist just past us. I'm going to toss things over to Joe and Catherine. What are you guys seeing down by you?
Well, you just sent us Matt Murray, and it is crazy. I mean, the place went nuts. Joe's taking pictures.
I'm sorry. I'm so close.
We're all fans today. We have the cup. I think Chopper 11 is showing the Stanley Cup. We're a little jealous right now that you can see that and we can't. And it's getting hard. They've been in beards so long. I'm forgetting what they look like because half of them are shaved and half of them are not.
Yeah, they're actually right now introducing the Pens on the stage, little by little. I'm going to step out of the way maybe. But yeah, right over there. They're all coming up on the stage. It's one cheer after another.
Stage number 6, Trevor Daley.
There you go.
One of the great trucks that passed by, it had Fleury and Dupuis on it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the place just went nuts when they passed by, and rightfully so. They deserved it.
Yeah, and Lovejoy's little daughter was on his shoulder just like, I'm not impressed. And everyone else is, let me tell you.
Maybe when they win next year, she'll appreciate it more.
Are we taking shots from up above right now with Chopper 11? Okay, we're taking it. So, folks at home, you guys are getting a great shot of what's going on. The parade is inching closer to the finish line here, and
if this is how it is right now, I can't imagine. But when the Stanley Cup gets here in Sidney Crosby,
absolutely, and it's so fun to see when the players get in the view of the crowd. The phones and the cameras go right up in the air. Everyone's taking pictures. Mario Lemieux on camera right now. He's a pretty big deal.
Pretty big, kind of a big deal. Yeah, very special. And it's so nice to see when all the players get up on the stage, they're all hugging and just they're having a great time. It's like they're back in high school playing on their high school hockey team. And that's really what they said the success was all about. This was a group of friends.
Yes, and so well put together by, the head coach, Mike Sullivan.
Yep.
He got some players from the minors to come up, and they all gelled so well. You really can't lose that fact. I mean, an amazing job he did coming in December to get this team to the Stanley Cup final and then win it. But the crowd, as we said, getting a little deeper and deeper. Catherine mentioned it's everyone's acting like a kid. Really, I've never seen so many grown-ups just jump around and throw their hands up and have such a great time.
As soon as this parade's over, do you know what everybody's going to say to each other?
What?
Well, I wish it was Friday. Because this is one big party.
If you're going back to work after this, I give you credit for that.
I get credit too. All right, we're going to send things back into the studio, David and Lisa. Sorry you have to be inside.
Yeah, we can tell you're loving it, and obviously the players and the fans loving it equally. It's an amazing sight.
I love that Joe Arena was actually taking some pictures as a fan himself. We're going to check out those pictures. I'm sure he'll be posting on Twitter very soon.
And that's Mary Owen, Ron Burkle, the ownership car, if you will.
No, I was Phil Kessel. We saw Phil Kessel earlier, part of that HBK line. Phil Kessel won the Stanley Cup on June 12th. His sister Amanda won the NCAA championship for Minnesota. So 2 championships for the Kessels in a span of 3 months, and she didn't even have an H and a B. She did it without the HBK line.
Yes,
that's just a great year to remember.
There's the flower.
Another real class back there. Marc-Andre Fleury.
He's the best. He means so much to this team. Pascal Dupuis, without the beard, They all look different. Dupuis and an inspirational story to say the least. He hoisted that cup the other night with such pride and such appreciation. Matt Murray, 22 years old. What do you do for an encore? Really?
They are calling them out as they are getting to the stage.
Look at his right hand. Brian Rust has his right hand wrapped. You wonder if maybe that's a break in his hand or something else. Part of the what you have to do to win a Stanley Cup. You sacrifice your body.
And they are tough as anybody in sports.
There it is.
Stanley Cup in the back of that picture. They want the cup. They got the cup. The cup is back home in Pittsburgh. Rick Tocchet. What a great guy Rick Tocchet is, and what an important guy he was in the locker room to calm down these younger players. A hero from the early 90s, Jacques Martin. First cup that he won as a coach. So respected for what he was able to do this season. It's great to see them let it all out. They've all been so stoic and poker-faced and serious, as they should be, focused. Now they can let it all out.
Up on the stage, Andy Saucier.
Chris Kunitz, 36 years old. He gets his third cup, his second with the Penguins.
Carl Hagelin.
Now they're being introduced one by one. There's Carl Hagelin. Came to the Penguins middle of the year.
72.
Months later, they're hoisting Lord Stanley.
Closer and closer to the stage it gets, Albie.
Oh,
that's going to be a loud reaction.
Oh, when the cup reaches the stage.
Black and gold confetti.
Everybody wants to know the cup. Everybody wants to be close to the cup. The cup comes with its own security.
You've won the cup.
I have indeed. My son, when he was a week old, the cup was his cradle. When he was 1 week old, back in 1991.
Look at all the people, crowds there. This really is something that people will remember for years. And we heard a comparison to 2009 that this crowd is actually larger.
I believe it. Larger and louder.
It's like the opening act at a U2 concert. The fans are waiting for Bono to take nothing away from the significance or the greatness of the act before him. But Sidney Crosby in the cup, that's what you want to see, and that's the moment that we're seeing right now.
It's a little bit huge.
Sid with no beard. Chris Letang and his wife. You can see the glass behind them of the building.
Just played, he told
That's
them.
PPG, correct?
Mike Sullivan.
It is, yes.
Building number 6. That silver building with its mirror-like appearance and the cup together.
Iconic.
No question. Nick,
I got to get one of those.
Got a GoPro in his hand. How about that? Still, he kept the beard. So many of them shaved the beard, but Nick Bonino said, I'm keeping the beard. And you have to respect that decision. What a treat. Bonino also has a WWE custom-made belt from HBK, from Triple H, excuse me. Penguin plates on the side of his belt. How about that shot?
Morehouse.
Savor it. Soak it up. You never know when it's going to happen again. You never know when you'll have this opportunity. Chris Letang and his wife. I believe that's Chris Letang's son with him.
To the stage, Mario Lemieux and Ron Burkle.
Mario being introduced on the stage now. Has won players and staff, the coaching staff, everybody involved with the Penguins comes up to the stage waiting for that moment with that man and that trophy.
Mario's greatness is in himself. Sid, of course, with the cup is great as well. Two iconic Pittsburgh Penguins will be joined on the stage. One is an owner and a former landlord of the younger player who brings the fourth cup to the city of Pittsburgh. Listen in.
Well, let's go to Jennifer Tomazic on the street. Jennifer.
Crowd is going insane. Here we go. Woo-hoo! There you are. Sidney Crosby holding the Stanley Cup as they pass by right down at the end of the parade route. Man, the crowd is going wild down here. You can see his other trophy back behind him as he pauses for everyone to see the cup. He's going to raise it. Here he goes. This is an electric atmosphere down here. These folks have been waiting, some of them since early this morning, just to get a look at that right there. The Stanley Cup back in Pittsburgh, held by none other than team captain Sidney Crosby. What an incredible feeling. All these folks out here. I can't even count the number of phones and cameras that are down here. Don't even try to get on social media because you won't be able to get out. So many people. Hear that chant? Let's go, Pens. Let's see if he's going to we'll see if he's going to come down. I think they're just pausing, giving everybody a chance to kind of just take this moment in. Take a breath. We are standing just feet from the Stanley Cup and team captain Sidney Crosby. I'm going to try to get a little closer here. I'm back behind my photographer, but there's a lot of police officers who are really guarding this truck and this cup. A lot of photographers over here as well. This is kind of, I'm right in the middle of a mob of people, but he is looking right there on the other side, and our camera, there he goes, raising it again. Look this way, Sidney. There you go. All of them have really been taking a nice long shot and waving to fans and really acknowledging the fan support that they had in this Stanley Cup playoff. And they're cheering for each other, too. It's great to see every time they say a name that goes up on stage, the players that are still inside the trucks are giving them a round of applause as well. And I can't say I've ever been close to such a big trophy. They're moving now. We're scooting out of the way as the Stanley Cup makes its way down to the end, to the stage for the rest of the folks to see. So there you have it. We're going to hear much more, I'm sure, from these folks. I wish I got a chance to talk to Sidney, but you know what? I understand. All right, we're going to send things back to David and Lisa.
That was a great view there. You could see Sid Crosby just standing next to the cup right there as he's waiting his turn to take the stage. But this is a great opportunity for the people in the crowd to get a picture to see this is what they've been waiting for. Think about all those heart-pounding moments during the playoff series, and this is the result.
Such a unique situation, too, to have Mario Lemieux, the owner, lead the way before Sidney Crosby. When you assemble the all-time list of great hockey players, whether it's 10 players or 20 players, near the top of that list will be, or very, very near the top will be Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. You're talking about three of the all-time greats in the game of hockey all together.
Right here, right now.
And part of the team. Mario, of course, is the owner. That's a very unique situation. We talk about championships won by these pro teams in the city of Pittsburgh. How about the fact that Mario Lemieux and Yager and Malkin and now Sidney Crosby? I mean, think about the great players that fans have been blessed to see.
All right, we want to toss it back out to Joe and Catherine, who have been waiting at the stage. Guys, take it away from here.
Yeah, what an eruption just took place. You wouldn't believe it. That's Sidney Crosby. We got to take a moment here. We got to check this out.
It was really cool. He stopped the truck and they just put the Stanley Cup out for everybody to take a picture, and he just let everybody savor that moment.
Yeah, at one moment he was motioning to his teammates on the stage. He was about 100 yards away. He's like, "You want this? Am I bringing this up here? Is that what's happening?" Great. I mean, he hammed it up with the crowd too. It took him like a good 10 minutes just to go 20 feet because the crowd wanted it.
Right up front here.
And he gave it to them.
We got lots of people trying to get in.
Getting a little direction here.
Move over to your left.
Just some housekeeping.
Yeah, they're trying to organize everybody. This whole infield inner circle really filled up in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Iceberg, get them to move.
Iceberg, get him out of there.
Iceberg lost 7 pounds, by the way.
Oh,
during this whole parade.
That poor penguin. I'm officially off the clock. Everybody back at the station. This is officially not work.
Yeah.
I'm not working.
It hasn't been work for us just to have this opportunity. And like Albie said, you never know when you're going to see this again.
No.
So
And that's
really
what
take it in.
I think what Sidney Crosby would tell the rookies today, that savor this because you may never get back. And I think he appreciated it winning the second time around. So I hope the rookies know how special this is, and I think they do.
It's a really good point. Really good point. And then they're all up there right now. There's going to be an order of who speaks. The mayor's up there, obviously. You got all the trophies up there right now. And folks are marching towards the stage right now.
Get some more bands.
Here. Yeah.
Looking
the bands
good.
did great, too. Great job.
Oh, the bands are so great. It really gets everybody pumped up. And I'd love to watch the families. I mean, Mike Sullivan's kids, they had dad number one on the back. It was so nice.
Yeah, and Lovejoy had his daughter. And now the crowd is coming back from on to the sidewalk. They're curling down towards us right now. This is really, as many people as are here, it's a very quaint event, if you think about it.
They're officially now almost down to the Highmark building, how far the crowd has extended.
Yeah, it's gone that deep. I mean, when we got here, it was just about at 3rd Avenue. Now it's all the way down there.
I think I read correctly in the Trib this morning that Highmark let off about thousands of workers to just, forget Wednesday and come down to the parade.
It's a low productivity kind of day, but that's okay for obvious reasons.
We'll give them 24 hours.
Yeah, definitely. And look at that crowd on the Jumbotron there. You can see they're letting the crowd get that close. These folks have been out here all day, all morning. So many of them came from very far away, Florida, across the country.
I feel bad for the crowd control people right there. They want to let them through.
They really do.
But you can't. But they're pretty close. It's amazing how close everybody's allowed to get.
And nobody's tried to jump over or spill into the situation. They're all very content where they are.
1991.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh wants to start a hockey game. And that's with Jeff Jimerson singing the national anthem. So what better way to kick things off than bringing up Mr. Jeff Jimerson to sing the national anthem. Holy sea, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went left, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you, Jeff. Now let me hand it over to your master of ceremonies, Staggy.
Hey, they tell me there's about 350,000 of you here. Thanks for coming. And welcome once again to Hockey Heaven. That's what we called it in 2009, and it's even more heavenly now. One of the world's greatest cities is without a doubt the world's greatest hockey town. Without a doubt, the world's greatest hockey town. We have the best hockey team in the world, led by the best hockey player in the world, owned by the greatest hockey player who ever lived, and one of the most successful business servicemen in the world, supported by the best fans in the world, in numbers that most, if not all, American cities can only dream about. Our 4th Stanley Cup championship in 25 years. Pinch yourself, Pittsburgh! Now, during the final, you were all chanting, "We want the cup." We're going to change that chant, and we want people to hear this all around the hockey world. We're changing it to "We won the cup." We won the cup. We won the cup. We won the cup. We won the cup. Let's hear it. We want to hear it all the way to San Jose. We won the cup. And you guys are awesome all during the playoffs. You did Pittsburgh proud, folks. The way you behaved was really special. Stay classy, Pittsburgh. At this time, I'd like to introduce the CEO of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Pittsburgh's own David Morehouse.
Thanks, Shaggy. Wow, can Pittsburgh put on a parade or what? I guess we're getting kind of used to it with all the championships around here. Truly, Pittsburgh is the city of champions. With the Penguins' 4 Stanley Cups, the Steelers' Super Bowls, and the Pirates' World Series, and more to come, Pittsburgh truly is the city of champions. I want to thank all the fans out there. I think there was more than 350,000, Staggy. I counted at least 500,000 on the way here. But I want to thank all the Penguin fans who came and supported us all throughout this year and throughout the other years. We couldn't have done it without your support. I also want to thank Ron Burkle and Mary Lemieux. There's no better owners in all the sports. Let's give them a round of applause. And we've been extremely fortunate in Pittsburgh, and we're extremely fortunate to have Jim Rutherford come here and be our general manager. Let's give Jim Rutherford a round of applause. And Jim Rutherford had the good sense to bring us Coach Sullivan, too. Let's give the coach a good round of applause. And let's not forget about these players. They're not only the best hockey players in the world, they're truly the best individuals and gentlemen in the world. You talk about keeping it classy, Staggy. I'm most proud of this team more than any other team I've seen. So I want to thank you very much. I want to thank the mayor and the county executive. I want to bring you guys up here and say a few words. Thanks for your support of the Penguins. Thanks for your support for this parade and for Pittsburgh sports and for making us truly the city of champions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. And I have just been notified by our public safety department that this is the largest crowd that has ever come out for any parade for Pittsburgh. I think David said it well. We're so proud of this team, and they represent Pittsburgh so well. 6 months ago, I think a lot of people would not have given them a big chance to be here today. But through teamwork and hard work and resilience, they represent this city, and they are now the champions of the world. And no bigger fan does this city and this team have than our mayor, who's been stressing us through all these games and has been a great champion and a hockey player, our mayor, Bill Peduto.
Thanks, Rich. Hey, guys, what a season. Thank you. And what a team. I mean, there's so many storylines to this team. All the different trades that were made, the rookies that came up, the veterans that have been there from the past, all pulling together as one. You gave us a great journey, guys. I hope you enjoy it. You earned it. And as a fan, I have to call out 4 people. You know, there's so many storylines, like I said, but without JR, this team doesn't get put together. You've now earned the respect that you got, and I'm so very proud of you. Pascal, you're the heart and soul of this team. and you make us all proud to be Pittsburghers. Marc-Andre, you're the MVP. You got us through this year when things weren't going wrong, and you were the rock of stability. And we're standing here because of you. And Coach, you brought a blue-collar work ethic to a blue-collar town that knows how to work, and you made it so that the sum of all these parts was greater by bringing them together, and you made us all so proud to cheer on this team. I said it to my friend last night. Mario will disagree with me. Best Pens team ever. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mayor Peduto, who has been a big Penguins fan since he was a little guy in Pittsburgh, played hockey, so he's not kidding around when he says he loves this Pittsburgh Penguins team and this Stanley Cup championship. Back in 1971, the Penguins had a goalie. He was 22 years old, the same age that Matt Murray is right now. And now he's the general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins. A couple of guys in the office, kid, they call him the Sultan. And heretofore, he shall be known as the Sultan of Swap for the trades that he was able to make, bringing Trevor Daley and Carl Hagelin and Justin Schultz to the Penguins during the season, and of course all the other moves he's made to make this a championship team almost overnight. It's not easy to bring 11, even more than that, new faces to a team and have them quickly gel as this one did to turn into the best team in the National Hockey League by far. Let's welcome the only general manager in the modern era to win a Stanley Cup for two different teams, Jim Rutherford.
Thank you, Pittsburgh. We love you guys. Thanks for your support. Even when we started slow, we were slow at one time, but man, were we fast when we finished. We really thank you. If we get many more speakers up here, the total crowd's going to be up to about 1 million, so I don't know how many more we got coming, but we really thank you for your support. This team is really like Pittsburgh. You know, we had a very talented team, a lot of character, and a hard-working team. And it's really what you people are all about and what you people are like, and we can relate to that. But I want to congratulate the guys. What a great group of guys. They got the job done. We always believed we could, even when things were a little tough during the season. It's a great lesson for everybody here. Keep believing in whatever you do. If you keep believing, you can get it done. I want to say a special thanks to our owners, to Mario and to Ron. You know, this is an ownership group that always provides the resources to give you the best team possible. And we're so lucky to have Mario and Ron. Thank you very much, guys. So anyways, enjoy the time. I'll try to make one deal with you. We'll try to meet here at this time next year. Thanks a lot.
In mid-December, Jim Rutherford decided to make a coaching change. He brought in a guy who immediately crystallized exactly what it was he saw that the Penguins needed to do as a team, and he delivered that message to his players on a daily basis till it sunk into the point where they became such a strong identity during the course of the season. We all know what that identity is. A menacing, relentless team filled with great speed and grit and will, and this team has really done that all under the direction of the leader of the pack. He learned very quickly that when you play against a team from Pittsburgh, you play the entire city. Here's Mike Sullivan.
Thanks, Peggy. Well, the one thing I've learned is this is one crazy sports town. And maybe even more crazy, this is one crazy hockey town. How about this group of players? I know you guys are as proud as them as our coaching staff is. This is a group that's been through a lot this year. The challenges that they've overcome to become the best hockey team in the world, we couldn't be more proud of them. Let me just say on behalf of the players, the coaching staff, the entire Pittsburgh Penguins organization, that we wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for the support of you fans. We can't tell you how appreciative we are. I think in the playoffs, in our home games, we stepped it up overwhelmed in that Game 5. We tried to bring it home for you. We did our best. It didn't work. But let me tell you, one of the mottos of this group has been we just play. And that's what we did. We went to San Jose and we just play. And we brought it home. We're so appreciative for your support. We know that we couldn't have done it without you. And we know that you're going to be there moving forward. And all I say is, let's do this again next year.
Okay, now it's time to bring up the guy who's won just about everything a hockey player could win, including 2 Stanley Cups here in the city of Pittsburgh and the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Your captain, Sidney Crosby. First of all, now that you've had a couple of days to, you can use that mic. Now that you've had a couple of days to let us sink in, what does it really mean to you to have won this second cup here in 2016?
It means a lot. This is exactly how I remembered it. I think it's even bigger this time. But you guys are what make it so special to play here. It's a special town. Obviously, this group of guys, we wanted it bad. We were disappointed in Game 5. We didn't get it done. It wasn't a happy plane going to San Jose, but we knew we had to get it back here. So thanks very much for all your support. It's been an incredible run, and we're happy to be back in Pittsburgh.
Hey, one more thing, Sid. You heard the coach talking about just play. And the one thing that really stood out to me in watching you play in this run, especially in the finals, I saw Joe Thornton cross-check you, punch you twice in the head, knock your helmet off. You didn't even look at him. You just skated away. That was all part of the approach, wasn't it, for this team to just remain disciplined and just play?
Yeah, thanks.
He's still coaching them here, guys.
Yeah, no, that was our whole thing during the playoffs. That was our whole thing during the playoffs. Just to make sure that we stuck together. It's tough to win this. You have to take a lot of hits, play through a lot of different things. Half our team was hurt all playoff long, and guys continue to fight through it. So we knew those are sacrifices you have to make, and it all worked out.
Okay, one more thing. I want to ask Sid one more question about being captain of this team. What was so special about being the captain of this particular team, Sid, as you built this winning team during the course of the year?
I think just what we went through. I think having gone through all that stuff early in the season, it wasn't easy. I think that we just stuck together. Everyone realized we had more to give, and we found a way. But yeah, it's a special group. When you're able to accomplish this, you need a lot of things to come together, and guys understood that, and we found a way.
They found a way, folks. Congratulations, Sid. Thank you so much. Sidney Crosby. We're bringing up 3 players now who combined for... Yeah, go ahead. They combined for 56 points during the playoffs, 11 during the Stanley Cup final. Let's bring them up. The HBK line.
I just want to say what a pleasure it was to play with the legend, Phil Kessel.
Our pleasure. It's a true honor. No one's better than Phil. Phil the Thrill.
Skills now. I want to know if you can say Bonino, 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 Bonino about 5 times really fast. Let's try. 1, 2, 3. guy who actually said that. The man from Punjabi hockey, he came all the way from Vancouver to be here for this event here today, so he could say, Bonino, 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 in person. Here he is. Bonino, 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 Nick Bonino!
We just want to, on behalf of the entire Hockey Night in Canada Punjabi team, we want to thank the Pittsburgh Penguins fans everywhere in the world, the entire organization, the city of Pittsburgh for the love and support that you guys gave us throughout the players. It's been a very memorable Stanley Cup playoffs. Congratulations on winning the Stanley Cup, Pittsburgh and the fans. Thank you very much.
Introduce the man who has called all 4 Stanley Cup championships, the voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike Lang, the Hall of Famer, and the old 2-Niner, Phil Bourne.
Before we get ready to go down and party on the river and have that special moment, I just would like to take a second to thank all the players, everybody in the Penguin organization for being so kind to us throughout the year. You could feel this coming, I thought, in the first round of the playoffs for the Pens, and it just got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I know I'll echo all the sentiment of the people here in this crowd. But if you have one more roar left in your body, let's hear it once again. 2016 Stanley Cup champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins. From head to toe, they made it happen. I like it. That's good. Spontaneous. Let's go, Pens. Just a quick side note to that. When we left the building in San Jose the other night, there were some stragglers around, and I was one of them. So the bus had come back from the hotel to pick us up. And everybody filed out, and there were a few players that were there. And the last one to come to the bus carrying the cup was Sidney Crosby. As we got to the bus, you could hear up a ramp at San Jose, you could hear fans chanting, "Let's go Pens! Let's go Pens!" Sid walked right by that bus, took the cup, went up the ramp, held it up. "Let's go Pens!" And they were thrilled to death. Pittsburgh fans that were there. That's your captain. He sees it. He gets it. And that's why you've got a champion team this year. Let's bring up the old 2-Niner, get us in a party mood as we probably wind this down. Old 2-Niner, Phil Bourne.
Thanks, Mikey. You guys are the most amazing fans, really. Think about it. 6 Super Bowls, 5 World Series, and now 4 Stanley Cups in our humble little corner here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Really. And you guys remember 25 years ago, down at the point, you remember what happened? That was the first Stanley Cup. You remember the celebration? You guys want to do it one more time? Huh? Hold on, let me try to get something here. You guys remember the line? Take it down to the river and party all summer? I'll start it, you guys finish it, all right? What do you say we take this down to the river? We'll party all summer!
Thank you all, and just one final thought if I can. During the playoffs, I used a new phrase on a goal call. And there's only one place in the entire country, or maybe the world, that would understand what jumbo is. So the line goes something like this, and we'll leave you. I told them after a goal was scored to start frying the jumbo, Homer. Extra crispy, please. Congratulate yourselves for being the greatest fans. Thank you.
We want to thank the Mayor's Office, City Parks, Department of Special Events, Department of Public Works, Department of Public Safety, the National Aviary, all the parade participants, and, of course, the greatest fans in hockey all over the world. People are noticing what great fans Pittsburgh has. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. One last time, can we have the players just come up and gather around the podium? Come on, all the way up here so we can have the cup up front. Come on, guys. Tully. Come on, boys. Right up here up front. Lift that cup up, Sid. One more time, the 2016 Stanley Cup champion, Pittsburgh Penguins.
Championship parade in Pittsburgh history, and boy, did this team deserve it.
Yeah, they made history on the ice, and the city made history today. Just a sea of loving, adoring fans today here downtown, and as you heard the old 2-Niners say, we're going to take it down to the water and party all summer.
I really liked, and I feel like I connected with what Coach Sullivan said about, boy, this town.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, and I have to say, we're transplants, 3 to 4 years we've been here, and as soon as we got here, in the first few weeks and months, it was like, whoa,
yeah.
This city means business, and it's a good time, and it's always fun to see somebody new come in and realize it themselves.
Yeah, a lot of, we've met, and we are those people that are outsiders that come here and start life and start our families here, and just a great place, and you become embedded so quickly. Either you love it or you hate it. We love it. Jennifer Tomazic is somewhere in a sea of people.
Good luck finding her.
Yards away from us. Jennifer, I hope you're okay.
I am. Actually, if you look to your right,
okay,
you'll be able to see me. I'm waving at you. You can't see me at all.
I can't see you.
You're wearing yellow.
I am wearing yellow, like everybody else down here. Sea of black and gold. These fans, they deserve it as much as these players. And you know what? It was so great listening to them. And I think when Mike Lang was talking about how Sidney Crosby took the cup and held it in front of the fans before they left San Jose, that's it. That's our team. We come from a humble place in Western Pennsylvania. We have so many championships and so much to be proud of. And the fans are still, as every player up there, kind of taking a turn to hold the cup. All the fans are cheering. And what's really nice, too? The city actually let these, if you want to turn the camera, George, just to see, they actually brought the barricades up, so all the folks who were a little bit farther back got to inch up closer and see. Woo! Yeah, you guys are on TV right now. Let's go, Pens!
Let's go, Pens! Let's go, Pens! Let's go, Pens!
They are as amped up now as they were early this morning. So we're going to turn things back over to you, Joe and Catherine, and there you are.
There you are.
Yes. Finally, we reunite.
There you go. It feels so good. And David and Lisa, as we send it back into you, all we can say is we'll see you next year.
Yeah, next year, same time, same place, guys. Let's make it happen.
Dude. I love that attitude. That's a great idea, boy. What a fantastic day for Pittsburgh. The images from Chopper 11 and on the ground. We want to thank all of our crews out there, Bill, Jennifer, Joe, and Catherine, getting it done. Our photographers. The largest, Rich Fitzgerald said, the largest parade crowd ever, no matter what the event. That's the biggest crowd we've had downtown, and what a testament to the Penguins and the fans, Lisa.
And you see us in front of the camera, but we had an amazing technical crew that made this all happen. And I just want to send a couple of shout-outs to Mo Jeter, Aaron Sachs, Andy Coulter, Mike Bisciotti, George Parfit, Stephen Banfield, Ward Hobbs, all of our photographers and our engineers. And I'm sorry if I did not get your name there, but really want to thank you for all of your hard work. We know that it's pretty hot out there. Also want to thank the first responders, because we do know that it's quite hot and humid out there, but the police officers, the paramedics, all doing a great job of keeping people safe.
Yeah, once again, they pull off another large-scale event. The first one just the other night with a celebration right after the game on Carson Street. Good job by the police, and here as well again. Albie, we'll hand it to you as we begin to say goodbye, and your thoughts on this day.
Well, there is no cup without a cup celebration, and no town does it better than Pittsburgh. No city enjoys it more than the city of Pittsburgh, and their fans, the Penguin fans, celebrate. They're loud, they're proud, but most importantly, they're positive. They're well-behaved. Pittsburgh knows how to celebrate a championship because Pittsburgh has enjoyed so many. And with that, I say the cup is back. Jim Rutherford said, we'll meet you here next year. That's a great place to be and a great thing to think about. The Penguins are Stanley Cup champions again, and I think Pittsburgh can be very proud of the team and the city that cheered them along the way. All right.
Jim Rutherford saying also, keep believing in whatever you do. Mike Sullivan said, we just played and brought it home.
It's a great day, everybody. We appreciate you watching, and again, thanks to everybody who made it possible, and thanks to the players and to the fans for what is just an amazing morning and early afternoon here in Pittsburgh. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Channel 11 News at 5 later. Party on, Pittsburgh.